So I will conclude but just by making just 2 points. Point number one about colonic injuries. Although several proponents of supine PCNL postulated that there will be no colonic injuries by adopting this position, literature has found no difference in the incidence of this complication. Whether you do prone or supine, colonic injuries remain the same. This is the another paper. We have always been quoting the same paper of 1.9% in the in supine. This is a nice study from Brazil, and this I have brought in the notice of all Indian and other urologists, because this is a very simple thing which we should all contribute. Our Indian colons are little different than others, because many in India, because of the food habits, they remain constipated. Some bowel habits are different, and sometimes there are large mega bowels. So what we should do is, in this study, what they did supine, they did study the 394 supine CTs. And in the CT, we are familiar with these sections. So at the upper pole, at the middle pole, and at the lower pole, they drew a horizontal line, and then saw whichever colon is coming posterior at which level. Very simple to do, good analysis. And what they found, that on the upper pole and middle pole, the colon never came below the posterior level of the knee, but more on the left side, lower pole, they found 6.9% retrorenal colons. So we have to be careful. Although literature in gastroenterology does not mention or give importance to retrorenal colon, it is an entity worth caring for urologists. We should be equally careful to save colon. Don't think in supine PCNL you are not going to cause any colonic injury. Point number two, safety profile, which has been very clearly mentioned time and again. This was a good paper where there was a comparison. This was a match of 2020 in Iran, where 20 supine with 20 prone were compared, all ASA grade 1 and 2 patients, and their hemodynamic stability, fluid absorption, everything was studied nicely. And what they have mentioned, that there is less hypotension, significantly less fluid absorption during supine PCNL, and less anesthesia time. So all of these, they really show that the supine PCNL is going to be a good choice for those who have some cardiovascular or respiratory compromise. This was a literature review of 20 studies where 2000 of supine were compared with 5500 prone, and their conclusion was supine patients had less fever and less need for blood transfusion. So all these studies are favoring supine PCNL. Only one study in China where they have done a meta-analysis of 9 studies, approximately 5000 prone compared with 1500 supine, and they say the stone-free rates are significantly low in supine PCNL. But anyway, to summarize in few words, prone PCNL, definitely we get a more surface area to play with. If we want to play here, there, everywhere, wherever the stone is moving, we want to chase and do a complete clearance, definitely prone is better, because there is more space available to play, more manipulation of nephroscope can be done, and opportunity for simultaneous bilateral PCNL is there. And maybe if Chinese study is correct, it gives a better stone clearance. For supine PCNL, optimal cardiovascular and airway control definitely makes this better technique. And there is an opportunity for combined retrograde approach, which has been mentioned. And maybe supine PCNL is better for much comfortable for morbidly obese patients, and for because of less fluid absorption and lower incidence of blood transfusion and fever. So as has been pointed out by Amitabh, there should be adequate training in both techniques, because both are important. And let me share with you, this was the case where 170 kg male, two people had to lift his abdomen to get his genitals to do a cystoscopy. And I was going to do a prone PCNL in this case. 5 people turned him prone, and there was fall of blood pressure. Saturation also was not okay. So anesthetist said, no, we have to turn him back to the supine position. He was turned back to supine position and everything became all right. Asked me what to do, whether you want to do a PCNL or should I call it off. I told him, patient has come for surgery, not for anesthesia. So I will go ahead and do a supine PCNL. I was not much experienced, hardly 3 supine PCNL I had done before. It was 10 years ago, and you should understand my level of anxiety in this case. Somehow everything went off well. And this can happen to all of you, to all of us. There will be cardiovascular patients, compromised patients, COPD patients, comorbidities, skeletal deformities, cannot be turned prone with so much of skeletal fixities. So, all of us, we must learn supine PCNL as well. And as my good friend Janak Desai says, there is no controversy of supine versus prone. It is like driving on the right side or on the left side. If you are in America and China, you have to drive on the right side. And if you are in India and Europe, you have to drive on the left side. So there is no difference, and you should know both. And I put it like this: my height is short, I love standing position, and I want to do with this hands down. I want to repair my car. I want to do PCNL like this. But at the same time, tall people, they would like to sit down comfortably and will repair their car like this. A day may come, then somebody would like to lie down and do PCNL. So we should know all the techniques, we should learn, and we should adopt accordingly. So this concludes all our presentation.